This was only the second time in the state police union's 39-year history that they casted such a ballot. It clearly shows that they do not trust their leadership. Now, people here at state police headquarters say that this vote is politically charged and it won't change anything.
It doesn't affect any citizen in the state's public safety. It doesn't affect their bravery. It affects absolutely nothing.
A claim of political jockeying came from the Connecticut State Police headquarters after results of a no-confidence vote were released by the State Police Union. Over 96% of the 707 votes counted did not have confidence in Governor Ned Lamont, State Police Commissioner James Ravella, and Lieutenant Colonel John Eckersley.
The union has no idea what the commissioner did or didn't do behind closed doors. In fact, they had a meeting set up with the union to discuss what they would like him to do. The union blew the meeting off.
The State Police Union says it never got the call to sit down and discuss the police accountability bill with the commissioner. The recently passed legislation is at the center of the vote. Union representatives say Ravella stayed silent when they needed him most.
He failed to speak out publicly or in writing in defense of his troopers. He made no comments to defend the good names of his troopers.
Brian Foley, aide to Commissioner Ravella, defended the bill that he says won't put officers in harm's way. He says it was passed with the intent to create systematic change amongst the police force and union leadership that Foley says lacks diversity.
Let me describe him for you. Shaved head, tattoos on the arms, looped sunglasses. Look who was in front of the governor's residence that day. It's not the most inclusive organization.
That because we dare to speak up for our troopers, that we're somehow racist. That's what he's suggesting to you without saying. That's offensive.
State police say they expected a vote to come following the passing of the bill. They also called the claims made against the leadership on the ballot not true and say the union may have been pressured to vote no.
And I don't know how many votes of no confidence Brian Foley's been a part of, but this isn't Hartford PD. This is the state police. We take things seriously.
Their safety, their best interests, and the citizens' best interests are at the top of our list.
The governor's office didn't have a comment about the vote against him. As for both parties here, they wanted to be clear that this is not going to affect their service to the community. And as much as they will be working this issue out amongst themselves, it won't jeopardize anybody in the community. In Middletown, Dave Puglisi, Fox 61 News.